Let's do this!
Hey YouTubers,
Hey,
I'm Tyler,
and I'm Jacob.
and we are Cart Collectors. So today, we want to do something a little bit different.
Right.
We're going to share with you some of the games we enjoy a lot, and it's not necessarily going to be a top 3, top 5, top 10, it's just games that we enjoy. It's not necessarily our absolute favorites.
Right. The games that just kind of made us who we are, more or less.
Yep, so it's going to be some combination of childhood nostalgia, just favorite game now, just really,
Yeah, all kinds.
and just in general, great games.
Right.
So I'll lead off, I guess.
Right. Sounds good. We're going to start off with NES.
Yep. So Tecmo Super Bowl, it's one I enjoy a lot. It's one of those games you don't have to play with a friend, but it's so much more fun when you play it with a friend. I mean, you're not even a football fan, right?
Right, and I enjoyed the game.
And when we first played this together, we played 3 games in a row.
Yeah, it was really surprising how good the game was for a football game.
Right, because before this we had played NES Play Action Football and then just NFL Football.
Yeah.
So this was by far the best football game on the NES.
Fresh air.
And, I mean, everybody pretty much knows it's the best one. And, I mean, it holds up to its reputation.
Alright. My first one is Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Okay. When I was younger, I had Super Punch Out. I used to play that all the time, and I always questioned when I was actually gonna play the original Punch Out. And so yeah, it's a really fun game. It's very, very similar to Super Punch Out. Have you ever played Super Punch Out?
I've not.
Well, you basically play this game, get an idea. Yeah.
So, where'd you get that game?
Well,
Was
I got it
it
from.
was a present or something?
Yeah, it was like a present for like Christmas or something like that.
And it was something to do with an unreleased Cart Collectors video?
Yeah, a while ago we did a Christmas.
Well, why don't we just leave it at that?
Okay.
We'll leave some mystery to it.
Maybe someday we'll release it.
Alright, so my next one, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's super common, everybody loves it, but Super Mario 3. This was one of the first games I played on NES. When I would go over to my grandmother's house, she had this, Castlevania, Bad Dudes, and a couple others, and this was obviously the one I played most. I played Castlevania a lot too, but I mean, obviously, so much fun, 8 worlds, so many levels, the mini games, the fire flower, the leaf, the Tanuki Sue, the boot was my favorite. They used Jack from the Goomba, so it's just good memories and obviously an amazing game.
It is. That's what he basically said on that game. So, my second game was Contra. It's kind of obvious why I chose this game. I feel like that one's either the first or the second best game, second to SMB3, but
It's definitely in the top 5 all time.
right. And I actually got this from a pretty good friend for a pretty cheap price. I was quite happy about it. It's such a awesome game. I play that quite often.
Super C's fun too, and it seems like every time we hang out, one of us wants to play Contra, even when we have more important things to do, and we end up playing Contra anyways.
Right.
Alright, you guys, if you've watched any of our videos, you're probably familiar with this one. Toki. Love Toki. I got it, and my first copy of Toki in an NES lot I bought online, and Jacob and I went through and played a bunch of games, and this was one of the ones, and it just blew us away. The Toki zones, the simplicity, the platforming, the side-scrolling, the power-ups.
How it was possible to win without like a code, like a
Yeah,
code.
it's a beatable game, but at the same time, it's not just handing it to you.
Exactly.
I mean, it's definitely, I've heard the term easy side of the curve for the NES, but it's still a great game.
It's a fun game. I mean, it's just difficult enough to make you keep on playing it. But alright, so for my third one was Aussie Pro-Am. I enjoy this game. Tyler is not a huge fan of it, but I enjoy it just because I've always been a good, big racing fan for games.
And I like racing games too. It's just, and I do like that game. I just don't like it nearly as much as he does.
I just find it's just really cool because you get upgrades, you get your vehicle pumped and ready to go, and then there's you can drop bombs on the other racers while you're driving right in front of them and be a complete jerk. And
for me, it's kind of the predecessor to Off-Road Challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Not the same thing, but certainly.
Right.
Genesis.
Oh yeah.
Earthworm Jim. Super suit to fall. Yeah. Anyways, I love Earthworm Jim. This is the actual cartridge I had back when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I still love it. It's still amazing. It's kind of messed up and creepy, like scorpions holding babies and
the dropping of
grandmas falling from and babies splatting on the ground. But it's so much fun. And like if you read the box for the first one, it says as a review, this isn't the game of the year. This is the game of the decade. And its sequel is just as good.
Unlike Tyler over here, I never had a Genesis when I was growing up. When I was probably about 12 or 13, I got my first Genesis. And I got Sonic the Hedgehog, which is, it's kind of...
obvious.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
It's
and
the reason Sega's one.
Right, exactly. And it came with my Genesis when I first bought it, and what is there more to say? Really?
What made you fall in love with the Genesis, and that's what Sonic did for a lot of people. All right, this one is also one I've had since I was very young. It's in rough shape because I've had it so long. Streets of Rage 2. The first Streets of Rage is actually on the Sega 6-pack, which includes Sonic the Hedgehog, Revenge of the Shinobi, Golden Axe 1, which I love Golden Axe 1 too. I almost picked 6-pack as one of my games for this, but I beat 'em up. 4 different characters, a little repetitive, but I played this game so much when I was younger, and it brought me a lot of enjoyment.
I've never played that game until today. But on to my second one. Right after I bought my Genesis, I actually went out to a thrift store and I actually picked up a game called The Ooze. It's actually a very interesting game because you are the bad guy. It's just really weird because you go around and you collect parts of yourself and that's your health. And as you die, you get smaller and smaller. It's really a different kind of game. I enjoy it.
This game was my absolute, probably personal favorite growing up on the Genesis. Lost Vikings. I had a lot of good games for the Genesis. I had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, I had the 6-pack obviously, I had this, I had Air of the Acrobat 2, Jim, Chuck Rock 2, but this probably takes the cake on all of them. It's puzzle, action, platforming, exploration. It's just a lot of fun. Jacob, yeah.
We went through and
we beat the game.
Yeah,
so
it was I enjoyed the music.
The music's amazing.
It's so awesome.
If we can, we'll
Right.
Alright.
So, for the third game I'm going to do for the Genesis, Rampart. Picked this up for a couple of dollars at a thrift store, and I didn't realize on how good of a game it was going to be until Tyler here just got all jealous because I had it.
Yeah, because I don't think you had even played it yet.
I've never played it.
And you brought it, you came over to my house one day and you're like, look at what I just bought. And I was like, dude, I played that when I was little with my cousin. You build castles and you destroy it, and so we played it.
To put it in a nutshell, it's just like War Tetris, really. You build using Tetris-like tiles, blocks, and then you build cannons and you destroy the opponent.
And what happens to the loser?
Oh, yes. That hopefully we can get a quick scene so you can see that, but basically it's an executioner and you get the done.
Guillotine.
But
yep. It's pretty sweet. Shocking. We're on SNES now. Lost Vikings 2. As a young child, I beat Lost Vikings 1 multiple times, and I so badly wanted the Lost Vikings 2, but I didn't have a Super Nintendo, and I didn't know where to find Lost Vikings 2. Almost a year ago, I was able to get this game, and Jacob and I went through and we beat this one too. And it's a lot more difficult than the first one.
So annoying.
But there's 2 new additional characters,
oh my
and the 3 pre-existing characters get upgrades, and the music is still amazing. I would still give a slight edge to the Genesis version just for nostalgia reasons, but this game,
oh my gosh!
if
so
you can
awesome.
get it because it's not a cheap game. It's like $25+. If you can get it less than 25, you're gonna do it.
It's so awesome.
It is.
Like Tyler had a Genesis, I had a Super Nintendo when I was younger, so this was actually the original game I had when I was younger. Scooby-Doo Mystery. A lot of people don't like the game because, yeah, it's just really aggravating if you don't know, because you actually have to go around and you have to search for clues. There's a lot of hidden stuff, and it's just
Kind of cryptic.
it's really cryptic. It's yeah. As a kid, it was always aggravating. I beat the first level once as a little kid, but I still played it almost every day.
Still
And
was
then,
enjoyable.
oh my gosh, the second level, so friggin' creepy with the clowns. You're in this circuit, this like dead circus, and it was just a fantastic game.
Mario All-Stars World. Obvious reasons you can play all the first 3 Mario games, the lost levels, all the graphics are enhanced. You can play Mario World. Each one you can have 4 save files, with I think the exception of Mario World, which has the standard 3 save file, but so much on one cartridge. It's everything in one. It's great.
I had All Stars and Super Mario World, and I didn't know that they actually put that on one cartridge until I met this guy, and then he was showing it off to me. It was just really surprising that they could do all that.
Mm-hmm.
But my second game, also when I was a child, is Star Fox. I never beat this game yet, but I've gone so far, and there's just because there's no save points. So, well, there is in a way, but it's just really aggravating after a while, especially if you choose the wrong path and you accidentally choose the harder one. But it's just a fantastic game. Anyone who has a SNES should play this game at least once.
Yeah, and it's not too bad. You can get it for $10 or less usually.
I mean, it's
so
a cheap game, but it's also incredibly fun.
All right,
A
so
little barrel roll.
that's.
I know it's 64, but
Alright.
it's just
Mario RPG. I've talked about it before. I never had it when I was younger. I wanted it badly though because I had played it on the emulator. I love it. I've been playing it a lot since I got it. I'm like 75% done, but I've taken like a week hiatus from it because of work and card collector stuff. But I still love it. It's amazing.
I was a little bit questioning the RPG of making Mario like a Final Fantasy.
But it was
kind of thing.
they did an
They
amazing
did it
job.
amazing, actually.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to my third one. Also kind of obvious why I chose it, but Donkey Kong Country. I also had this when I was younger as well, and it was just really awesome. I don't know where my copy went, but it was just so fun. And my stepmother, she has a daycare, and so the daycare kids would play the SNES as well. So I would get really far in this game, almost beating the game. Boom. Come home one day, erased. Happened at least 15 times, and I was so far. The farthest I've ever gone in this was at the very end of the snow level, and then it was destroyed, and then it was erased. But it was just so aggravating.
But
anyways,
good thing you were able to get a copy of that later in life.
I know it. It's funny how that works.
Where'd you get that?
Ah.
Anyways, N64 now. Space Station Silicon Valley. This was one of the first 5 or 6 games I had on the 64. You are like this microchip organism, and you can assume the form of other creatures by jumping into them. And there's mission objectives on each level. There's just a general, world, and there's like a snow world and a desert world, and all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of fun. It's a unique game. It's a little different, but it's still a lot of fun and a lot of great memories.
And also, as a child, I had an N64. I got a brand new one Christmas, and I loved it. And this was one of the games, Pokemon Puzzle League.
Had it for a long time.
Oh yes. I've had this since I was a little kid. Noticed like the destruction on it, but still works fine. And I absolutely love this game.
I had to beat him to make him stop playing it last night.
You didn't even come close.
I know. But
anyway,
you got into it real fast.
It took me a couple of rounds to really get into it, but once I got into it,
he was fully immersed.
I actually like forced myself to play this for like a half an hour, and I was complaining about it, but whatever. I was having fun.
So, one time my mom went to, back when there was a movie gallery, rental store, or whatever, they had games. I know I'm holding this backward, but she saw a game, and the box was this like. She told me this cute little squirrel and a bunny on the cover. She's like, I think you might like it. If you want, next time we go in, we can rent it. And I was like, okay. We rent it. The woman on the register warns that it's inappropriate, but the save file that was on here was already on the last level, which was just like a war with a helmet, and it wasn't bad at all. But then I started a new file, and just, you're drunk, you're hungover, you piss, you shoot people's zombies' heads off, you bounce on sunflower breasts. As a 7-year-old kid or so, it was incredible, and they swore, and it was mind blowing. I loved it.
And for my third game was Mario Party 3. When I was younger, my cousin would bring this over and we'd play it after school, and it was a really awesome game. It was probably the first Mario Party that was really worth like playing consistently. Sure, Mario Party 1 was the beginning.
It laid the framework, but it wasn't. It was nothing compared to
Mario Party 3 was like the game, the first game kind of thing. And I played this so many times. Like whenever we went over to Tyler's house a while ago, we played this every single time.
I honestly got a little bit sick of it, just because every single time I wanted to. It's not that it's bad. I just wanted to play some other games.
What?
This is probably my favorite on the N64. It was my birthday present when in like 2002 maybe. It was so much fun. It was probably the greatest birthday present I ever got. It was all time for any system. It's in my top 5 without a doubt. Probably top 3. I've beaten this at least 5 times. I'm tracking down a copy for you so you can play it.
I know I've never played Paper Mario, but I hear such good things about it.
I'm almost at tears. It brings back such good memories.
And for my last N64 cartridge was Donkey Kong Country 64. Well, Donkey Kong 64, my bad.
You always say country.
I know it. It's just because...
That's what you're used to.
I had this since I was a little boy. Well, when they came out. And it was, again, the daycare children would play the N64 once they saw me playing it, and they would erase my save files, and it would destroy my entire week. But I still, again, I have not beaten this game. I've come close at least 90 times. And
yeah. Which honestly, that's just a testament to its replay value.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And that, I got that when I was a kid too. That was my birthday present the year before I got Paper Mario. So the year before I got Paper Mario, I was all set for that year because I had Donkey Kong 64.
You almost had it too.
Yeah, I know. So, those are just some of our favorite games we wanted to share with you.
Yeah, some you kind of like created why we wanted to play video games and
why we're gamers now and what we like, yeah. Basically, some games you've heard of, and hopefully a couple you haven't, and maybe the ones you haven't, you'll get a chance to play, and you'll enjoy them as much as we did.
Yeah, hopefully.
So yeah, this is just bringing back memories for us. That's what this is all about. We hope you had some memories thinking about your favorite games too. So
hopefully you enjoyed the video.
Yeah. Question of the week.
Ah, yeah.
We did 3 for each console, but for you, we're gonna do what were your three of your favorite, not necessarily the top 3, but what were 3 of your favorite games when you were younger? So like before puberty, basically.
Right. Basically, when you were younger,
or whenever you maybe didn't start playing games until
exactly,
you were 13, but still.
When you
early in your gaming life.
Early in your gaming life, which were your favorite 3 games?
3 of your favorite. Yep. So post in the comment sections below, and if you can, like our video, share it if you enjoy it, and until next time, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Jacob.
And we are
Card Collectors.
See ya.
See ya.